Today we're going to be checking out Northgard, the Definitive Edition. So this is like the latest thing they've got coming out with Northgard. It does include the DLC from before. It has extra editions on here. I'm going to kind of go through the blurb that they're describing what they've got here, which the game has been in development for over 8 years with a bunch of major content update and DLC, and the Definitive Edition has like all that brought into it. Currently, it is on sale 60% off until January 5th. So that's kind of a big thing, is that it's got a very, very significant discount. You know, it's got over 50,000 Steam reviews that are over 85% collectively. It's sold over 5 million copies and all that good stuff. And the Definitive Edition is a free major update to Northgard that'll be available on December 4th. We're on the 6th, so it's already out there now. And it has incorporated in a bunch of the DLC, like Clan of the Horse, Clan of the Dragon, Clan of the Snake, Cross of Vidar, and Clan of the Lion. They have a new Valhalla biome. They've got a Bifrost biome. They've got a shop overhaul, visual upgrades. You know, you get like the digital, you know, art book and all that stuff. And you have a bunch of stuff that's like upgrades you can do, all that. And so, with that said, they're recommending for me that either one, I play multiplayer with other players. I'm not going to do that. That's not the way I want to set up. I play story mode, where they're recommending I check out the Riggs Saga, or I check out the Bifrost mode, you know, if I'm more knowledgeable on the game and that kind of stuff. So with all that said, I am not all knowledgeable about the game, so I'm going to sit there and go into the story mode. But with that said, let's pop on in and whatever. So there's Riggs Saga. So follow the original adventure of the Northgard's 6 founding clans. Learn to master them while recovering Riggs' epic saga and its unique creatures, events, and challenges. So we're going to go ahead and hop in on this.
I am Rig, son of the High King Hargurorf, and this is my saga. It all began one fateful day. My father had gathered all his jarls to make an announcement of the utmost importance. We were to embark for the wondrous lands of Northgard. Riches, conquest, and glory awaited us on this mysterious new continent. But the Norns had other plans for us. Dozens of armed men suddenly poured into the hall and put an abrupt end to our ambitions and to our lives. They were mercenaries, led by a man named Hagen from the clan of the Raven. In a matter of minutes, we were all slaughtered like sheep. All but me, barely conscious and vastly outnumbered. I had no way to fight back, so I feigned death. I seethed as he stole the map of Northgard and ripped the regal horn from my father's throne, a family heirloom and the very symbol of our royalty. I had to avenge my father and reclaim my kinghood.
So first thing I want to say is, imagine for a second a cinematic with dialogue you can actually hear. I know. It's been a while. We have played so many games that you'll get the thing and like the volume on the title screen will be so loud, and then you'll jump in and the cinematic will be like. So I appreciate that I can actually hear it. I know it's just a silly little thing. All right, so we got Chapter 1. We have safely escaped the to a remote region. We must now reach the shores of Northgard. Bonus objectives will be revealed once you complete the chapter for the first time. Brand, proud and noble at heart, the banner man of the Stag clan, is a loyal man who lives and fights with honor. Nothing matters more to him than his people's well-being. He is faithful to you, as his father was to yours, and is willing to help you exact your revenge and conquer Northgard. Now, you have your difficulties. I find it interesting that it seems to have defaulted to hard, which is an interesting thing. I'm going to go to normal because it won't be a good showing of the game if I put it like a super hard difficulty and just trip at the beginning of the line, because again, first real time playing the game properly. So yeah. Alright, so it also gives us some basic stats about this, so it is cool. We don't have any context to any of this stuff other than it's like you start with, oh no, so we start with 75 food, 75 wood, 75 crown, 40 lore. A Hall of Skalds replaces the brewery, don't know what that means other than one building for another. You gain 50% more fame and happiness from your territory, cool. So we start with some decent resources and we get some bonuses. Fame bonuses. Yeah, so all this, we don't really have much context to any of that, but we get a bunch of bonuses. Let's pop in here.
I had no strength left when I encountered a group of runaways of the Stag clan, led by a proud young man named Bram. Hagen's men had set his town aflame, and he had nothing left, not even his father, the clan's Jarl, who had died at the hands of the fiend, just like mine. Our common enemy had sailed for Northgard, of which he now had a map. All I could think about was finding him to avenge my father and retrieve the regal horn.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, Ben, if you could give me a little less information. Because again, I only get to play the game for the first time once. And once you figure stuff out, you can't get to have the discovery phase anymore. Right. Glad to see you back on your feet, my lord. I'm surprised how fast you recovered. I suppose rage is an excellent healer. Still, we've wasted enough time already. We must go after Hagen as soon as possible. Indeed, the time is of the essence. Our camp is far from the enemy, but we are marooned in an unknown province on the outskirts of your kingdom. I shall prove myself worthy of their trust. However impatient I am to get with that scum, my priority is to ensure their survival. Very good. Your restraint does you honor. Besides, none of us will be getting revenge if we starve to death first. Speaking of which, there's no shortage of mouths to feed, so let us seek out food. Wood is also a vital resource, being used for both heating and construction. We must also leave the continent and set sail to Northgard. We shall need a proper shore to get out at sea. You're quite right. I suggest you instruct villagers to build a scout camp and assign them scouts so that they may explore the region. Alright. So you are in a safe, remote area. I want to pause real fast. That closed the thing. But saying you're in a safe, remote area, because we want to pause, because that way, while I'm reading, we're not progressing and having our stuff done. So it wants me to click on the build menu. Oh, okay, so I cannot move the camera or do literally anything while paused. Alright. So we need to click on the build menu. Yeah, and that's probably because it's an RTS, so you can't, like, cheat, pause the game, and scout out stuff if you have a lot of the map. So we need to select a zone. Let's see, click on the build menu to construct the building, then select the thing. And then put the building in this zone. So we have, what building are you? You're the town hall. We'll want a woodcutter. And then it mentioned a scout house or whatever. Make a little bit more space. A building is ready. Click to select a villager. Click on them twice to select all units of the same job at a given zone. So click twice. Alright. Your building is ready. Click on a villager by clicking on it twice. And select all units with the same job in a zone. Select a unit and right-click on... Alright, so we need to grab someone to assign them to that. And I need to assign someone to the scout camp. And when we have enough happiness, we get more villagers. So it's good to know that. So we got a house. Got a healer's hut. We got a hall of scalds. And we do have the resources for that. I need to adjust that volume down just a smidge. It's still pretty loud. Your scouts have explored a new zone. Cool. Expand your territory. You will need to colonize the new zone using food. Click on the zone and use some food to colonize it. Alright, so I have 300 food, so I could do that safely. So it's kind of like a slowly expand. Increase the maximum number of buildings in the zone. Gotcha. Okay, so this zone could only have 4 buildings unless we do an upgrade. Your clan can't grow anymore because it needs more houses. That's fine. So go over here. We'll choose a house. You can build it up here. And I'm sure we'll end up needing to get military units to do all that stuff. And food is fine for right now. I need you to be building. Alright. And as a reminder, the game is 60% off right now. With the Definitive Edition, it comes with all the DLC and all that sort of stuff that was in the, you know, up into the update and all that. Where they add like 4 extra, I believe it's 4 extra factions and all that. I could be wrong about the number. Was it 4 or 3 extra factions? It's 4 extra factions. Perhaps we should order a scout to search it. There might be able to salvage some resources. Agreed. If we want, we will have to colonize the area before we can explore the ruins, however. Okay, so it's basically teaching me the mechanic because I need to spend food to get access to this area. And then once I've done that, I can tell my person to do this. We've now increased the number of people I can have on the max by building another house. So this is where like the RTS elements come in such a big way. It's just the fact that you work on all this stuff. And they'll gather food when not healing someone, so we'll go ahead and build that. I haven't had an implied upkeep yet. So once they explore that, I'll have them visit back in this previous tile. So I do like that the scout just kind of scouts on their own. I don't have to be like, go to the next tile, go to the next tile, go to the next tile, go to the next tile. Because usually you're going to, you know, send someone out to like be your point person to like scout the map. And genuinely, in most of the games, you're just going to keep doing it till they eventually get caught. Some zones are defended by enemy. Build a training camp to turn one of your villagers into a warrior. Alright, so we're waiting on our villagers here. We have upgrades and all that. You give them orders they're faster, though. Yeah, that's fine. And again, you know, let me play and, like, don't give me the information. If the game doesn't tell you, then it doesn't tell you. Like, I wanna actually, you know, make sure I'm genuinely representing this is what the experience is like if you don't have, like, a guide or something. So we can get that building going. We have the food silo and all that. Right now, we're continuing to make that. We already have that going. And I'm going to go ahead and build a second house in this tile. Never mind, you can only support 3. Yeah, so we got some wolves over here, and the implication is that they will fight me. You are a food gatherer. Let's get you on the healer, which will make you food gather when you're not busy anyways. I'm assuming that'll give me some more resources. And it looks like the way you end up gaining people, like we just got a new person right now, I believe. No, that's all good, Luxray. Half the people don't read it anyways. It's still good to have, but yeah. Alright, Bassett, you have a good one. Thank you again for tuning in. But yeah, and this does support multiplayer up to 8 people. You go check out Bassett, our fantastic content creator, been playing some Pokemon Legends Arcadius recently. So if you're into that, you can find it over there. Thank you again, Luxray. Your scouts have found some riches in the damaged house. They got 150 wood and some of like the coin or whatever it was. Alright. They're starting to get our villagers. So you can grab one of our villagers, you can pop it over there, and that'll give me a warrior. Okay, so that wants me to just send the warrior by themselves to do this. Because it told me to train a warrior and get in there. Alright, they did die. I was curious about that. I mean, it's a little interesting that they're like, okay, the air is getting colder. Winter is almost upon us. Indeed, my lord. We should expect food to be scarcer and our people to consume more firewood to heat their homes. Our military troops will also be weakened by the cold. It might not be the best time to fight. Well, it's not... We're not quite winter yet, we're about to be winter. Because I'm assuming that looks like the line where we switch into winter, so we got this. We'll go into winter for 3 units of time. Alright. Have you run back over here and get healed. It'll expand to there. You have 1 wounded civilian, reduced production. And they're currently getting healed right now. We could develop the zone farther, which will allow me to have another building at the cost of currency. They have a hunter's lodge. Oh, it has to be in this zone. I understand. Alright. Your military units have reduced power during the winters outside your territory. And 10%. So either way, you're weakened during this time, but you're weakened by a lot when you're traveling and weakened by a little when you're not. So build a house over there. Build a hunter's lodge over there. So we got all those. We got all that. The food silo improves food production by specialized workers in this zone. Increase the maximum number of food storage. Okay. We'll wait on that, but in theory then, because that's a source of food up there, that would potentially work. So let's go here. So right now we actually have a bunch of those assigned. Now obviously we would end up turning around here and like potentially give ourselves like more of these units down the road. Okay, so we got another place to fight. You don't need to like remind me that you're remaining silent. Interesting that that one has a skull on it. Ah, there's a wolf den. So basically, wolves will spawn here until we claim it. No, this is the PC version. So basically it sounds like we want to ride through the winter right now and get that going. Alright, I'm noticing that our people are just gathering food over here and they're not actually going to doing the construction. So it might be I have to reassign the person to another zone to do the building in the other zone, which is fair. Switched games, still killing wolves? I mean, it's just the way it works. Organize a feast gives +2 bonus to all production and 20% to happiness for 1 month, as well as 10 of the crown symbol. Okay, this zone can now have an extra building in it. So what we could do here is I will plop down a second house in here, because we can just keep getting more people. So you're gathering food, so pop over here and start building the next one. Yeah, no, it's handled. Lux, we're alright. My lord, one of the scouts claims they found a suitable coast for the construction of a port. Excellent. We should colonize the area leading up to this shore, so that our builders may reach it and get to work. Yeah, so the idea is we just keep claiming things. It's paramount that you do not let happiness fall below 0. It automatically earns you new units, doing so faster as it increases. Keep it as high as possible. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and do is grab you and you. Ah. So I can only have a couple of units. By default. If I want more, I need more military locations. We've capped out our food production. I also will need to take one of our regular old workers here and plug them over there so they can start hunting. I keep hitting space thinking it's going to pause, and it does not. Do they cross over the line? They do not. So that's good information. So I could deliberately let them fight until they're getting close to dead, and have beeline across the line. So go ahead and get that going. Alright. So I got a bunch of wood. So let's go here. But where you are under attack, and I once again tried to pause using spacebar. Gotcha. Okay, so you're doing your thing. And thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So what you could probably do is take one of these and assign a second woodcutter. And I'm just waiting for this guy to heal up. And then I'm going to go in here and take another go at them. Okay, so you have a piercing strike that targets something with higher defense and ignores part of that defense. Alright, so you're going to run up here. Our scout got hurt scouting a new zone. Okay, so got you. They're claiming this area. So we can go over here, we can build another military camp to bring in more units. We can build another house. And then you want a dock. Alright. So with that, let's grab a spare villager. Assign him to that. Grab another spare villager. Assign him to this. Grab another spare villager. Assign him to that. Grab our not wounded fighter, warrior, whatever they are. Run them over here. Okay, we'll have you come back to get healed. Have you move up here to kind of hold this spot. It's been a little while since I played a proper RTS, so not moving as fast to the RTS side as you should be. I'm used to city builders where usually you need to really think about what you're building and take your time. Versus like RTS, usually you have to have a strategy and you just need to execute and go fast. Because there is a race against you and like your enemies and that. Alright, so we built the port. At last, thanks to our effort, our clan can be put to sea. Anchors away, proud Vikings. We sail for Northgard. Your end draws near, Hagen. Okay, so we've beat the very first mission of the campaign. Cool. And so, we're not going to replay it, but I do see that we got a bronze star. And it does, well actually, yeah. So it does mention that if we explored all damaged houses, we would have gotten another bonus objective. We don't need to redo it, but just to go in there where you can see that you have like a whole thing. So there's apparently building the longship dock before year 3, which we were only at like the kind of the beginning of year. When I say 1, like the second year we had just started, we had played a full year. Acquire a minimum of 500 food we managed. But yeah, so like the only thing we didn't do is exploring the houses. So let's go here. Northgard is a harsh continent. We must tame these lands, lest we be forgotten by history. And that's just giving the same information here. Interestingly enough, you can actually choose mission per mission. So, like, if you did the first mission and went, okay, you know, normal was too easy, let me make it hard. Or, you know, I made it hard, it was too hard. You can adjust per mission. So that's nice. So it's not one of those things that you commit to a campaign, and if you happen to be like, oh, I'm unhappy, I'm having a frustrating time, you're not just stuck.
My companions' eyes were shining with ambition. They were eager to set foot on the untamed lands of Northgard and reap its wonders. But my heart was tormented by a darker appetite. Vengeance.
He was like, blood. No, I got you, Darth. But yeah, we're focused. Let's focus on the PC version here because that's what we're looking at here. That's what's on sale, all that stuff. Land ho! We finally set foot on Northgard. My lord, we have dismantled our longships and used the scrap and lumber to build a town hall on the shore. There's no turning back now. Thanks for your dedication. We await your orders to claim and expand our clan. There's much to be done. We must colonize the surrounding area to expand our living space and find resources. And we need to raise our fame if we hope to stake a rightful claim to the region. Please stay safe and lead us to victory, my lord. Yeah, my assumption is if that character gets downed, it's just done. Clan Stag enjoys extra resources as it develops and thrives. You can excel when it comes to happiness and fame, so take advantage of these assets to expand in peace. Alright, so we need to start building. So what we learned from the last one is we are going to need a woodcutter's place right away. Can't do any good if we don't have wood. We are going to want a scout camp pretty early on. Same deal. And then for our first tile, we can only have 3 buildings right now. And I could spend money to upgrade it now, but let's try and just take on the next territory. Okay, so 1 villager here and 1 villager there. My lord, we dismantled our longship, discovered the land is completely barren. It's like we've disassembled our boats. Oh, we can't survive here. Well, that may not have been the best move we've ever made. Oh, the brand is a supporting unit. I thought we had our own main character. You like Clan Wolf because of the Starks of the Game of Thrones? First units were werewolf related? Yeah, I have no idea. Did you not get assigned to being a scout? You did not. I must have accidentally selected the same unit twice or something. Alright, so we need to scout the next territory. Because my suspicion is it'll be the same thing as like a lot of RTS style games in the sense that you kind of want to get early exploration and you need to get your infrastructure set up pretty quickly. Okay, so with this, we need to immediately expand to this territory because I need to build houses. So there's going to be our next house so we can increase our population. Now make the House of Scalds. And once again, you claim the next territory immediately without any considerations of anything. Because we could definitely sit here and put a lot of time into just building up our infrastructure, get food. I do appreciate that on the minimap, it does mark that we can hunt here. So you're not kind of left up going, can I hunt here? Can I not hunt here? That kind of thing. It's very nice and clean in that. So I know I can go here and say, hey, where's the hunter? And go and put a hunting lodge here. Now grab another villager. Assign them to hunting. Building our house down there. Okay, so you're starting that. So let's assign you to there. What is that wretched creature? Could that be a Draugr? I've heard old men's tale of undead warriors, but I never gave them much credit. Apparently I was wrong. At any rate, we should defend our people and slay this fiendish abomination. Okay, so it's now like, yo, you got this scary thing. You might be ready, you might want to get like on dealing with that. So we can do that. So grab you. Need you to build that. You build this. You're a hunter. Yeah, so we're already spreading ourselves thin in that I'm just assigning all of my villagers and stuff very, very rapidly. That is going to probably hurt me in the long run since my villagers are my food gatherers and that kind of stuff. So you see like my food gathering is at 0. But hopefully having a dedicated hunter will help. But the game is basically warning me that, like, hey, you need to get your military up pretty early. We've acquired enough lore to develop a new skill. Please choose wisely, for it will have consequences to our expansion and our survival. It is crucial that we study any rune stone and circle stones we encounter. They will allow lore stones to gather lore, or lore masters to gather lore and develop our knowledge. I didn't even see what happened there. Okay, 1 second. Where is it? Okay, so research is up here. Right, so we can... Skulls produce 1.5 crowns. Skull's tool improvement is free. Forging time is divided by 2. We can make a weaponsmith. Increases all of your military units' attack power by 15%. Woodcutters produce more wood. Yeah, so this one looks like it's more about production and food. This one is about, like, just focus on the combat side of things and making the cold not bother us. And then this one appears to be more about research and economy. Alright. Cool. Okay, so let's start working on that. My lord, we've encountered another clan. What shall we do? Are they with that scum Hagen? We come in peace. I am the Halvard of the Goat Clan. We mean you no harm. Please offer us assistance. Greetings, Halvard. I am Briggs, son of the late King Hargorov. What ails you? My deepest condolence, my young lord. We have lost so much of late. Our journey went awry. Well, to be brief, we are now shipwrecked on a desolate shore. I have nothing left and will soon give in to the wildness. I beg for your help us. We'll lend your hand. Our person's dying to Dragard. Lend your hand. What would you have us do? Thank you. It's not too much trouble. Your warriors need to exterminate the wolves threatening our fragile camp. Alright, so we'll colonize this. And then down here, I'm going to build the healer's tent. As soon as I remember where that is. There you are. And then you can drop back here. And then we'll need to build another house over here. Let our people keep expanding. Alright. So with that, we do still have enough housing for people. I'm sure somewhere on the UI. Yeah, so okay, so I can afford to have 16 people. We are working on that. If I want more troops than that, I'm gonna have to make something else happen. So you're now my healer. So start healing my warriors. Meanwhile, I need to grab another villager to run them up here. And then we'll need to assign someone to those stones to do research. We do have some ruins up here for our scouts to check out once we've dealt with the wolves. Now, I did see that there's a thing for axe throwers, which I'm assuming, you know, will give us range and all that. Oh, Hadron? Yeah, no, the only reason I was getting that wrong is I was trying to read really fast because I figured our people were dying to the Draugr the entire time because the game didn't appear to be paused while I was dialoguing. I don't know if that is or isn't the case. It could have been we were just like in a cinematic loop while we were waiting. but, you know, until I kind of know what's actually going on with that, it's kind of hard to make any type of judgment call or assessment. Alright, so we got the next one built. So I can grab one of you. You pop in here now. Alright, so one thing you should probably do is grab you and assign a second one of you to cutting wood. Because we are exploring the map relatively quick. There's a lot of map to get through. I also see there's a fishing spot up here, apparently. So I want to take advantage of that. So it does seem you kind of like go tile to tile, setting up on the new one, choosing, okay, of the buildings you can afford to put here, what am I doing? You can upgrade your tiles to add more on there, but it's a little bit pricey. So I'm sure there's ways to get more money faster and all that. Which again, I'm not asking for the information there. The game hasn't taught us to it. I'm sure I'm sure it will. Yeah, so we're getting our lore now. And so it looks like we get lore partially just from our population and then partially from the research. So our one person working that research is making just a little bit more than our total population's offering. Yeah, so we got the axe thrower, we got a forge. Allows you to make better tools, weapons, and legendary relics. We have the longship, we have the food silo, we have the marketplace. You don't need to let me know that you're continuing to get silence. I get it. You know how the game, and that you wanna say stuff really badly. But like you don't need to be like, I could answer that. Alright, trading post. Assign your villagers to make more money. Oh, we're gonna get something here. We just discovered a mineral deposit. These come in two types, stone and iron. Both are important resources. Both can be extracted by miners. Build a mine and assign villagers to them. Some can be used to improve buildings. Iron allows us to make tools better, and we'll be able to re-armor the bannerman such as myself if they should fall in battle. Keep in mind, the deposit is finite and typically holds little ore. Be sure to make good use of it. Yeah, so it's a valuable resource to do upgrades. So I want to go up here. Okay. So acquired enough for this. We're gonna get the fur coats, so we're no longer penalized during the winter. That way if I get like attacked during the winter or go to attack during the winter. Beware, your ally is under attack. You'll figure it out, I'm sure. Or you'll die. I don't know. Oh, we need to grab another villager. Put you on that. And now we're going to be waiting for wood. We are at a deficit. You are under attack. I need to get to the point where... As I say, I need to get to the point where I'm comfortable enough with the combat and all that to bounce around and actually be effective. Okay, so I do have the control one, all that stuff. Oh, sucks to be him. Good luck, random dude we met. Exactly. So what I'm thinking here is I want to get 2 axe throwers and 2 of our warriors. Because we can have the warriors kind of tank a little bit, and the axe throwers clean up. Oh, I need metal for that. That's fair, I guess. So we were able to assign them to a group 1. Okay. So we spare you dying. Yeah, so it's just telling me my happiness is important. Alright, so we got that going. We're doing fine there so far. We're still waiting on more wood to be able to do anything more meaningful there. Oh, I see. I see. I don't need the healer to be up here or anything. I don't understand. Just get down here. Building has no workers. There we go. Yeah, so he heals anyone in our territory from anywhere, apparently. I thought I'd, like, actually run him over and start using the healing ability. Yeah, so to make our axe throwers, I would need more of those. Building-wise, we can make shield bearers. We got scouts. We have the altar of kings, which requires an upgraded townhouse. We got the food silo. We've got the forge, which allows us to upgrade stuff. We already have the scald. We already had the trade thing. The wood seems to be relatively okay. The marketplace can buy materials for me. I'm sure we're going to eventually have a thing that's going to be like, this is how you do that. We'll get all that. Alright, and we can go run over here and take care of the next set of wolves. Because we want to clear out the wolves in this area. That's not how you do it. We managed to get away with it again. Because it does seem like if you cross the border, they'll bail on it, but they can occasionally attack across the border as well. And then when we get range unit, it'll be harder for me to just break away like that. So I think that's like early unit kind of advantage thing that's working out for us. So I'm going to burn some more food to claim the next area. Yeah, and it's warning me that over here, I do think we want to get the axe throwers, because having a ranged unit, being able to like pick at stuff as it's running in and all that, is going to be really strong. Oh, and we have enough research for the next thing. Increase your military unit's attack power for every zone you have. Currently 10%, max 30. Gain 3 happiness if you have a brand and +1 happiness per upgraded military camp. Okay, so brand makes that. Improve your military units attack by 10% against draconic units and 30% against other mystical creatures. Also increases military experience from killing mystical creatures. Cool. They're still waiting for you to heal. We can go here, build. Was there a fisher's place? Fisherman's hut? Might as well add you here. And who are you? Oh, there you're the scout. That's fair. So let's grab you. Assign you there. And also need to deal with to the left as well. And I assume if we build like defense towers, the towers would probably be enough to push back a lot of your basic enemies. Okay, so we can claim our territory for ourselves. And then we'll clear that territory next. Glorious. Our clan has reached a notable level of fame. Our influence over the region is strong, and our people's hearts are filled with pride. Alright. Monster Slayer. Get 2 you assigned to fish. And you're basically healed, so let's go deal with the wolf over here. So it stops attacking us from behind. Alright. Move all the way up here into our territory. We will want to grab the scout wherever they've gone off to. And you can go ahead and explore that. You got plenty of spare people. Building-wise, we want to take the next property over to get the mine. I'll put a tower here. Okay. Now we'll claim that, and I need to up our food production. So let's go ahead and get a silo over here. That's boost food production. We can grab another person over here. Magnificent! Our territory has reached a substantial size. The populace will be able to thrive here after we leave for the next region. Cool. So again, let's go. You're busy doing that. Let's grab one of you down here. Have you build that to bring in more food. And I still got the wolf's den up here. Still got one down here. Now, I suspect this is one of those things that where I'm grabbing territory just again and again and again without, like, really stopping to consider. It does seem like the price per territory is going up with each territory I claim, which does present a couple problems for our long-term stuff. Okay, and this is the Draugr tombs. Okay, which tile had the mine? Was it you? We're waiting on wood. Food silo's complete, that's fine. Alright, so we can go over here, we'll go ahead and not have enough wood. So what I'm probably going to do is need to get another woodcutter and get them assigned pretty soon. So research seems to come pretty quick, all things considered. So we got 2 Draugr up here. Okay, yeah, so it looks like we're going to have to go back through here. Kill that, take these 2 territories. And we can grab you. Assign you to more fishing for more food intake. We're gonna go to the woodcutter. Plunk one down there. And then when we go into get our second woodcutter set up, we can use that to help our production. Alright. Yeah, so that's 330 wood. So we want to wait on that for a minute, because that'll wipe me out going into the winter. And I've been watching really carefully how our needs have increased. Okay. So there you are. And there you are. You can go over here, and once we have the wood, build our house up there to increase the population more. Okay, so I have this, and we can knock down that pen as well. Yeah, so to give me even more wood. So I'm trying to clear out territory as fast as we can. We cannot lodge any additional villager. Right, it's just telling me we need more houses. And I need more wood to get more houses. So we'll do that to get rid of the threat there. Even though I don't really care about what's there. I'm assuming this is where we would build a farm. Yep, and we gain more fame and stuff. And then we got stone and farmland down here as well. Yeah, so each tile we get, the cost of getting the next tile is going up rapidly. So we will need to get that sorted. Where... I know. So there's the iron, so we want that spied, because that'll give me the axe throwers and all that. So we should be able to build another house here. Ah, I see. That's fine, we can build it over here. Alright. Now I'm curious, because they mentioned XP. So, apparently there's some type of, like, gaining veterancy or something like that. But we'll see how all that works when we get there. Cool. And so with that, we are getting our next house built down here. That'll give me more people. Then we can start trying to push this. And once we get that, we will potentially get lucky and get our axe throwers up. And they're pretty costly. Taking the iron. Does it tell me how much iron's in there? 15. So that's 3 axe throwers and that's done. From what I recall. Alright. Let me move. Let me move. Oh, you did survive. I thought I had, like, misclicked and just totally screwed up and they just died. So I actually got away with, like, no health. But, as long as they don't get attacked again, we can just let them there. And they'll eventually recover. They did get attacked again and died. In case anyone wasn't keeping notes, they did get attacked again and immediately died. Because they were badly hurt. So getting our person in here real quick, we can do that. What about our scout? Is our scouting? Where is our scout? We don't have one. Okay, so get you over there. We're still getting more people, which is fine. Yeah, so down here I've got sheep sitting in these fields. I've got all this. We are in the good time of year, so let's go ahead and we'll colonize this. And I can keep them moving and stuff. Reduce the amount of food required to colonize. Food silos gain 10% food production bonus. Also reduces food silo upgrade cost. Yeah, so you're going to boost the percentage versus the reduce the total gained. Or total requirement. Okay, so... we can put a farm here. Now boost our food even more. And claiming that is going to be 540 food, so I'll just have to keep working on that. But hopefully this farm ends up doing a lot. We also have this stone mine here, which we don't really know what we do. I'm assuming that's going to be upgrading buildings. Yes. So we upgrade buildings with this. I'll upgrade our town hall. Alright, we got 2 farmers over there. But yeah, it should massively increase our food production. There is the stone mine, so go ahead and start working on getting that figured out. Where is the mine? I assume it's up here. Alright. Assign you to the mine for now. And then pretty soon we can go ahead and, if I have enough wood, which it looks like I will, we can build our house down here. Never mind, we can't build our house down there. We could shove a house in this tile that has nothing else going on. And I'm just going to assume we're going to want another house, so I'll build... That's all I can support. Alright. So we're going to keep the pressure up on the Draugr, so each time they spawn, we're just going to kill them until I have the food to claim that territory. That's a brand is 5 iron. Wait, did I misread that this whole time? I've been able to do this whole time. Okay. I read the 5 iron and I was like, okay, 5 iron. That was to upgrade our brand, which is our, like, support whatever. So it should give me way more I could throw at that. Which would make it way easier for us to push through. And I'm assuming what we're going to do is mission on a special objective of just getting through this faster. Alright, so we're claiming that's a Draugr stop being a thing, and then we can put a mine on the iron deposit. New title, Jarl. Inspirational tales for every 200 fame, unit production is increased by 3%. Gotcha. We can go over here, build, and we want another mine. And I'll grab you. And chuck you up here. Yeah, it'll be 670 to get that new location. But that's fine. Meanwhile, let's grab one of you to mine the stone. And when you're done with this, we'll probably want another house up here. Alright. Yeah, so it could be a thing where you just go from tile to tile, exploiting literally everything you see along the way. I don't think that'd be a bad strategy at all either. It's not... Ooh. Hang on. Wait a second. Wait a second. Hey. Money? I have not been watching that, and that is an immediate problem. Because I don't know what happens when we run out of money, but I'm sure it's not good. So you need stone and cash to upgrade, which is unfortunate. You need cash to function. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and plunk down a trading post while we're here. So you start mining there. And I'm going to need to get people, as soon as this thing's built, I'm going to need to get people assigned to the trade post and get that sorted. It really helps when you pay attention to your money that is slowly hemorrhaging rapidly. Alright. We've got enough knowledge for another thing here. So food preservation. For each silo you gain +3 food, +5 if upgraded. Units heal faster. Cool. Can't go negative. I'm assuming there's some consequence of not having... Okay, so you can have 2 people on you trade post wise. So I'm gonna need another one of those. Alright, so we do have stone and iron coming in. Okay, so you've already upgraded that building. Let's see. Woodcutter and all. Gain 20% to production speed. Upgrading you allows you to assign more workers. That's another thing we can do for a little bit more goods. Your clan wants better houses. Alright, so we're running up against a problem of not necessarily having what we need, and stone's a limited quantity. Alright. So we can upgrade you. We're going to boost our money production. Okay, so that should help with money. And then food is just massively penalized because of winter. We can go over here and build another farm. Our scout died exploring a zone. That's not what you want to see. You got a lot more places with goodies to claim. The problem is I need way more food. I'm curious about is this one marks a noxious swamp you cannot colonize because it is not exploitable. Alright, so we got these two here to take on, and that's what actually gives us our win condition. We have a brown bear up there. You are under attack. Yeah, so I got a couple of these swamps that I can't actually claim. I guess I don't... Maybe I don't need to actually claim it all. So what we can do here is kill them, pop back and heal, and then start running up farther to see if we can't clear out the wolves. Alright. And you don't need to tell me every time. It mentions Noxic. I'm assuming it's bad for us. There could be a way we could claim them eventually, or if we can't claim them, that we can mitigate it. Like, if you can't help it, just sit on your hands, man. Because it's literally like every time I say something, you're like, silence intensifies. Like, no, I get it. Every single mechanic, I don't know yet. It's okay. I'm glad you're passionate about the game. It says something for the game. I've been enjoying it so far. It's a little bit of a different style of RTS. Like, it doesn't go into, like, the full you build your giant army and you march on it, like the old Red Alerts and all that kind of stuff. But it also doesn't lean the other thing of, like, your Dawn of War, where you're only allowed to have, like, your like, 5 or 6 main units that you deal with. Or whatever it was, like, 4. It does a nice balance of you have that. This one seems to be a lot more about, like, the territory spread, climb, expand. Uh-huh. So I can't actually cross that yet. This zone is empty. Alright. We can't get up there. Yeah, so we might have to go and set this up. Another thing we could probably do is apparently it can be attacked from Dragor from here. We could build that up there. Yeah, so we are expanding aggressively. And we need to be bringing in way more food than I am. So let's see if we can't put a silo. That'll be good. Yeah, so definitely need to be bringing in more food. So that's the whole thing. Okay, so there's a chance we go in here and we basically get poisoned. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, it does look like you have to have the territory like unified. Alright, so let's try and run back to our own territory real fast. And recover a bit. And the hope here is I'll be able to run through and, you know, get that benefit. Because it looks like I can't do anything about this one, which means I can't expand to take that. I can expand to take that spot, though. Alright, we got enough lore for even more stuff. Hero Emblem, stone cost to build the Altar of Kings is reduced. 20% reduced happiness required based on the population. Oh. Reduces the loss of food production during the winter by 50%. Wood consumption by that. More happiness. You gain a bunch of stuff. That's a long-term one, so you'll take the long-term one. Okay, so everything seems to be stable. So the next thing I could potentially do is I've got some spare money. Let's upgrade this tile. And we get some shield bearers that has protect against ranged. We'll get one of those built. And get ourselves 2 more axe people. It'll take them a minute to heal. If we have extra damage, I can potentially have it so we don't have to back off the people quite as frequently. Yeah, no, it's also kind of interesting. It's like one of the things you do in typical RTSs in the back, or like in the past, is you'd have, you know, like you're playing StarCraft or whatever, and you have your resources, and you build most of your units kind of in a relatively condensed area. Like sometimes you may not want them directly on top of each other because of area effect type things, but you still get the idea of you don't want a big sprawling base, because a big sprawling base has the problem of the fact that you can be attacked from a lot more different areas, that kind of thing. Where this one, it kind of forces you to spread yourself out like quite a bit, which is fine. Alright, so we got you already. So once they get into position, we'll start pushing on, because we should have enough military now to just kind of bully our way through. I'm a little concerned about the bear, but at the same time, I feel like I'm building up more military than they really necessarily expected me to, which I'm okay with. Yeah, so you can cut over here and deal with that. Alright, now we can loop around to the other side. Alright. And it looks like we automatically claimed that territory the moment we got there. Okay. And then there's probably like a bonus objective of kill the bear, that kind of stuff. My lord, I'm delighted to report Halvard's camp is now safe from the beastie threat. Excellent. Please make sure his people receive the food they need and tend to their wounded. On our behalf of the Hayden clan, I would like to express our most heartfelt gratitude. We would have been doomed without you. From now until the end of time, you can count on the help of the loyalty of the Goat clan. I hereby solemnly pledge my allegiance to you. Alright, we got ourselves another level done. So we go a little bit farther. And so the bonus objectives for this one were to destroy all the wolf dens and trade food for wood with Halvard via 2 trade routes at least 1 month each. Interesting. Alright, so this one. Hagen is reported to have settled in the region. We must strengthen our position while trying to find him. Bonus objectives will be revealed once you complete the chapter for the first time. Halvard, the elderly bannerman of the Goat clan, is a wise and kind-hearted man focused on survival of his people. He abhorred senseless violence, but still packs quite a punch when provoked. He and the Hydron clan pledged allegiance to you after you saved them from the ravenous wolves. Alright, so you check out the next one.
The sons of Heidrun had been shipwrecked on an inhospitable coast, but we arrived just in time to save them from the fangs of the wolves. Halvard, their elderly leader, was so grateful he swore allegiance to me the moment we met. He readily agreed to share invaluable secrets about survival. Soon enough, we would be taming the wilderness.
Alright. And as a reminder, this is currently 60% off. You can grab it on Steam. This is they had an update called the Definitive Edition that brings a bunch of DLC and everything into it. And all that stuff. So definitely, like, it's definitely a solid RTS. And we honestly don't get very many RTS games anymore these days. So definitely been a solid game so far. Hagen is out there somewhere. We need to find him and kill him. My lord, I understand your eagerness, but we must settle it enough to establish control over the new areas. This area would seem to suit our plans. We should absolutely settle here. Hydron's followers are tough survivors, so allow us to lay the groundwork for your conquest of Northgard. Halvard is a reliable ally, who is equally persistent and composed. Let him honor his debt and prove his allegiance to you. In the meantime, I will take my leave and attend to the business we have discussed. Understood. Please travel safely, Brand. Well, fairly well, my lord. I shall return. Halvard, you will assist me in this operation. Thank you, young lord. I will not disappoint you. Alright. So we got more information. I kind of wish I could pause and read that without stuff continuing to go. Alright, so we got Halvard. It is like your last line of defense unit. Alright, so same thing as last time. We're going to go in here. Gonna make our wood cutting place. We're going to go in here. Make our scout building as soon as I find it. Make our scout camp. Once that's done, we can worry about trying to get ourselves, you know, more houses, that kind of nonsense. Actually, queue that up. Alright. So getting them all assigned, we'll start looking for new areas, and slowly it'll expand our map. And we need to build a brewery and an altar of kings, as well as reach a bunch of fame. Okay, so you've already maxed out what we can put on this tile. Alright. So we do have a stone deposit on this tile, so I will put down a mine. And I'll plan to just put down our house here. We're gonna need the people. Meanwhile, we can grab our scout and explore this ancient ruin. When we get a little bit more, when we get this area cleared out, we'll want to get those fish. We also have a rune stone here. Where is the wolf? It's fine. So on this tile we have room for how many buildings? Okay, I can do 3 buildings. So with this one we're going to want to get our warrior training camp going. You can move sheep. Can they attack? Weird. Having at least 1 sheep in a zone reduces the need for firewood by 50% during the winter. The effect lasts all year. So if we spread the sheep out, it'll help a bunch of that. Alright, so we get you assigned. So we can start grabbing the stone, because we use that for upgrading our buildings. We'll want to get our axe people over here to kill that wolf, to then get ourselves some more food and the research. I'm going to upgrade that tile. And we're going to go ahead and on this tile build a second house. And I want to claim this land once we get this killed. And I want to... But no attack? No, I don't think so, at least. Not sure. I imagine if they could, they're probably really negligible, because it would be a weird thing to have a unit like that and that they actually be kind of powerful in a meaningful way. Alright, so let's have you two become the warriors. So we got tons and tons and tons and tons of housing left over. Alright, let's go get that wolf. Get ourselves some more territory to work with. Okay, so we got more goodies over here as well. Costs less, 50% less to develop land periodically, and sheepfold containing 2. Improve, tools improvement no longer costs iron. Alright. So with this, though, we want to go over here to the Fisher hut. And build a silo. And get working on that. And you can accept 3. Yeah, so next building we want to build here is the healers. So to get back up to the 60 wood, we want to build a healer so at least we can passively heal our units. Otherwise, instead of being able to wit out... What are those ugly little critters? I believe those are kobolds, which is a rare sight back on the continent, but they seem to thrive in Northgard. They're not aggressive, but they do exhibit territorial behavior. They will most certainly attack if we trespass. Would they accept a trade with us, I wonder? Okay. So in theory, we can trade with them. Alright, so we want the healer's hut. So our combat units can heal. Let's see, kobolds can be a great trade partner, but also an annoyance when they take valuable land. Gotcha. So you can accept 3 people doing this. So get ourselves some more food production, because we're apparently at a deficit, which is certainly not something we want. You miss having internet access. You did all your chores, took the water heater apart, cleaned it because you need it, changed the light bulbs and need changing all the garbage. There's no more things to do. Your back hurts and you just want to chill. Yeah. Yeah. There are a lot of kobolds in there. So, it mentions trading. And there's even more in this tile. Alright, so we got our healer. So this tile's full up, this tile's full up, that tile's full up. We can grab another person here to have them do lore things to continue to level our stuff up faster. Then once we're healed, we'll go after the wolf in the next map. Kobolds take land in this game instead of children. I actually don't know what the proper lore behind kobolds are. Okay. Let's get up here and take this wolf out. Oh, don't do that. Lo, Valkyrie, methinks Odin's maids could help us defeat our enemies. Wait, my lord, I'm afraid something's wrong with these ones. Oh, indeed. What a tragedy. It seems these fair creatures have been tainted by some corrupt influence. There is not all we can do but put them out of their misery. However, we should expect them to be formidable foes. And unfortunately, because it stole the camera from me, we lost one of our people. It's not that big a deal. The people do just kind of re-up themselves. Which that'd only be a story thing. Enemy sailors have explored this zone. All right. So how much do those guard towers? The guard towers just cost a little bit of money and whatnot, but they probably have a high upkeep would be my guess. So we are working on that. We have our scout is discovering a bunch of stuff. We got more lore. So this means there's no longer requires iron for improving our tools. So to clarify, there isn't an upgrade button on those. So we'll need to upgrade our town hall for anything worthwhile. Get that done. Alright. There's a lot of upgrading all this stuff. Okay, so you want me to build a brewery in Altar of Kings. The Altar of Kings is exceedingly expensive from a material standpoint. We have the brewery. And the brewery will give you happiness. All right. Okay. That's gonna be really just not a good way of doing it. Because I'll be trading, like, 1 for 1 and that kind of thing. I was just curious if, like, stepping in and out was gonna be a good thing. Like, I could certainly make it work better. Ah, you cost money. I missed that. Alright, so we can colonize that. And then we're going to need to add money production. So that's where we're going to need to get our marketplace in here. And that's fine, we have plenty of housing left. I do need more food production. We can add the sheepfold, and we will just have to wait after that. So let me go ahead and grab one of our spare people over here, get him building. But so you don't know, you went by very selective fantasy universes where kobolds kidnap children and raise them their way. Gotcha. Yeah, I hadn't heard that one yet. They're always depicted as, like, little semi-intelligent beings who, you know, they either, like, steal things or whatever. I'll have to build the brewery. So this tile I'm allowed to have 3 buildings. So brewery will be one of them. You just keep doing your thing. Yeah, so if I was gonna push the kobolds combat-wise, I need to bring a lot to bear on them. Like it. Okay, so we got more lore. We can do that, so we can put even more sheep. To the marketplace. Get more wood coming in. And then when they get that set up, we can move our sheep over there. I also need to go and grab... Right, we were stuck waiting on... Oh good, the sheep like auto-assign themselves. Alright. So I'll help with our wood even more. Okay. Young lord, we have spotted men from another clan. I think you are going to relish this. What, the goats survived? I thought they'd end up with the wolves' bellies. Harvard, you senile billy goat. You're really tough. You really are tough meat. Surrender now and I'll spare you. No one is gonna surrender, Hagen. Not even you will be given a chance. You killed my father. Prepare to die. The High King's son here too? Oh my. None quite went according to plan. I thought I killed you, but it matters no longer. I'll finish the job now. Overconfidence will only make it worse for you. You've accomplished but one thing, making more enemies than you already had. Albert, there's been a change of plan. Our objective is now to destroy his outpost. That feathered scoundrel may be planning to harry us with mercenary raids. It might be wise to erect defense towers at the borders of our territory. Indeed, we should improve our scout towers so that our scouts will be able to perform reconnaissance into enemy territory. Meanwhile... So we no longer need to do the upgrades and all that. So we have a geyser, which gives us warm, pleasant areas if we add more. The big problem we have is I'm just not making the money. And we're gonna have to correct that. And I think that's deliberate. I think the intention is that you will trade the cobalt. The thing I'm confused by is the game didn't really tell us how to do that. My assumption is... That's a trading post. Did I build the wrong thing? Please tell me I didn't build the wrong thing. Alright, so I'll leave that there. That's not the building I actually wanted. That's a building where you spend money to get resources. I really needed a building for going and getting more money. Yeah, let's see if we can't take this territory down here. There is iron on it. I'm more concerned about money. Yeah, I'll probably want to put a scout tower on this tile as well. Meanwhile, we can get more stuff. 5% happiness required thing. Hearth reduces extra firewood consumption during the winter by 50%. New title Thane gives 2 free sheep. You can have an additional sheep fold, and their food production is increased. Cool. All right, so our scout did die. We can go over here now that this territory is claimed. We're going to want a mine here. The food is holding up all right. And this time we're going to use the correct building, which is I want to build a trade post. And then we're also going to want a scout tower. Hey, Uzi, how's it going? It's been ages since you played Northgard. How's the Definitive Edition? It's been good so far. I don't really have much to compare it with the previous version, because I hadn't played much of it. But overall, I'm definitely enjoying it. It made a big thing about they would be dangerous. So it looks like we can kill the Draugr on this map. And that'll be good. So we're trying to spread that out. We're going to need more food production. Okay, so at this point, that building is done. We can go here. And put our sheepfold in there to get more food. There you are. Got 2 of them assigned to making me money here. Okay. Now we can get you set up so we have a defensive position. So we've got the steel coming in. And that's all going to be... Well, I mean, it was talking about, with a lot of that, they're like, oh yeah, you're going to need this kind of thing. Which clan are you? Right now, we started as, I'm blanking on the name of the first clan now. Dag. Gotcha. Tremors have been reported. A big earthquake would seriously damage your buildings unless we store wood to repair them. Gotcha, we have new knowledge. So it's also interesting that I can apparently go through, I didn't even notice. Costs less sheep to develop a zone. Periodically, sheep folding makes new sheep appear. We have a mercenary ship coming in. And it's way more units than I have. So we're gonna need to deal with that right away. So let's get some axe throwers going. Okay, and now defense towers don't count against the building limit from what I'm seeing. Alright, that was weird. So, they showed up here and they hung out for a while, and then they left. And they just chose to not stick around. So let's go find our scout. Once you explore that, there's some ruins I can have you check out. Okay, so I need more food. Which is a really big problem. So good news, our money is starting to go back up again. The bad news... we're not quite in good shape for the rest of this. Yeah, so we've got the fishing. If we got enough money, I can upgrade this, put down another fishing place, and take advantage. Alright, so a bunch of my buildings caught fire. So that's just a thing where if you didn't have all your zones being worked, a building could just get damaged and potentially destroyed, I'm guessing. Start trying to get rid of this wolf area. Okay, looks like we're actually getting some decent food again now. Yeah, so they've got some wolves and all that. Alright. So, reduces food loss production due to winter by 50%. More happiness, more stone. Alright, let's see if we can't start... Well, I mean, I'd say bully the kobolds, but I really don't have need to bully the kobolds because, well, they're on some decent land. I've already got so much land I don't have the food to claim. Alright. Run. They are way stronger than you. Like, way stronger than you. They almost killed 2 of the people, and I got one of them to half health. Alright, so we just need more units, that's fine. I keep seeing the raiders showing up here. So my thought is, if I grab this one, we can put the hunting lodge on it. I'll probably leave some military here because they keep showing up here. So maybe we can dispatch those raiders and see what happens with that. The happiness is like right on that fence. If we could just get a little bit more, we could probably get that sorted. Alright, so we're colonizing that tile. We're gonna run them over here. Let's grab our scout. Oh, one of you should be unassigned from this. Okay, so build Hunter's Lodge. Do that. We got the brewery. Oh, they're leaving. Okay, interesting. They didn't seem to actually attack the buildings. We got them to attack us. We didn't kill any of them, because they do outnumber, so it's more focused on keeping our characters alive than actually making a move. So I can work on that. You're scouting this. Hey, the follow. Welcome to the stream. Yes, I want to get this this hunting tile done. We just need to be upping our food production in a big way. I can also go here and add a sheepfold on that tile. And after that, we can add a house. And that's all the territory we'll be able to build on that, but that's fine. And then this is going to pull up some money and some wood, which is fine. Okay, so again, our 2 hunters. Alright, so we got some money and all that. We are going to need more units, which is going to be another thing to deal with. We are slowly getting more sheep. Because all in all, I need to keep that food flowing. So what's not helping with your, but just population and all that? And then brewers and whatnot. Yeah, so we've literally taken everything in that one chain. Rats have been reported. We need to store food and train healers to protect against disease. Building food sources can help protect our food. I happen to be building those because I had 2 things for producing food on this tile coming up. Well, we killed their units, but we lost a lot in the progress. So I'll grab one of the 2 scouts, because I don't need 2 scouts, and put you there. I'll grab this villager. I'll reassign you to build here. Grab this villager, and put you as a warrior. Then that villager, and warrior. I was kind of curious if we could just like stand up and fight him kind of thing with the other people, but yeah, nuts. I've got to expand my military, and I just haven't been doing it. We got more of those dangerous Valkyries. I'm kind of just a little starved on food. We're trying to fix that right now, which just should go a long way because now I have both the sheepfold and the hunter there. So it should give me a pretty big boon on food. So the next thing we're going to want to do, Scout Tower here they've been attacking, and Scout Tower there they've been attacking. And the next thing is, once we have, alright. We can start claiming our next territory here. Just to keep getting more expansion, more resources, all that. Reduce the angles from where we can be attacked. Alright. 6 of my members are sick. So you take care of the rats? It mentioned train healers for it. They're not doing anything yet. I'm assuming they need a loose unit to do anything. I don't know if we lost a bunch of people. Yeah, so I gotta figure a bunch of that out. Alright, so they left. It almost seems like if you do not have anything for them attack, they just move on. Alright, so this building is done. There's nothing more for you to mine. So it gives me a spare building to use here. So food is starting to stabilize. Our happiness is not amazing. I do need more military units. So I'm going to go with that direction right now. And that's just going to be what it is. Because then the hope would be I can get just enough firepower to throw around that we can make this happen. Yeah, and so you're 250 food to get that. We'll need someone to go over here to deal with this. So upgrade these two attack towers, since they're getting attacked a lot. Who are you? What do you want? Oh, you're still assigned to being a miner. Right, and once that's clear, I can just grab the loose person and assign them. Okay, so we've got one scout left, but they've already scouted all the stuff out we've got available right now. Alright, so with that, we've got the weapon, makes our military better. Gotta keep working our way through that. Alright, so we can grab you. I don't have the money. I'm making $1 profit. I'm gonna burn my resources, increasing our profit what I can. So build trade route, and we can sell. Use the research for stuff we should sell. Let's sell wood. You're currently at war with the kobolds. Okay, so they went and immediately killed one of my people. I need a second one to repair stuff. Alright, so we set up a trade route with the kobolds. So they should hopefully give us some more money. They're going to be getting rid of wood for it. So we'll probably end up needing to expand that. The food is coming hard and fast finally. So that's some good news. But what are you here for? You're my scout. You can just stand around, and what do you want? You are another mining person. Right. So we've got this tile already claimed. We can build here. And And let's go ahead and get ourselves another trading post. So we can hopefully increase the amount of money we're getting. And I'm going to end up needing another woodcutter. Actually, let's cancel that. Let's do the woodcutter. And get you down here. So we can hopefully keep things going, because we got to get that happiness up. I'm going to need to clear another tile, claim it, repeat. Get ourselves access to more and more. Okay. So we can go over here and push for the next treasure thing that we could maybe get some goodies out of. I'm going to deliberately delay you just a second. That works. I was about to attack that anyways. Because I was kind of looking at, it's like, okay, we've got this tile here. Let's try and clear it out. So colonize it. We got a woodcutter's lounge. Get you on that as well. I get the scout to claim this. Alright, so food is doing extremely well now. We finally got that thing improved. We got more ore to mine over here, so let's go and get another mine built. Got help on the way, but I don't think they're going to arrive in time. Not even close. Okay, so let's build a new scout tower here. Alright, so we want to claim more territory and keep that all going. We've been killing the wolves, because those aren't the worst to handle. We got some fallen Valkyries all over the place, and those proved to be pretty rough. That's the reason I want more units, so we can kind of like really pile on them. You know, need to keep these ones fairly central, because now between being attacked and wanting to push the borders, I kind of need them in a lot of different places. Cool, so I got a bunch of money. So you go here. And you go here. Jogger will soon be pouring through this. We must prepare. Okay. A little unexpected, but that's fine. It's interesting that that's a zone we already control. They were getting that prompt. Let's just assume it's going to take them time to do that. We can claim this territory. Oh, it actually has a thing in my map that's saying we'll have them show up. That's the only one I'm seeing them. Oh, wait, no, wait, that's not true. Yeah, so we got a bunch of them over here. Meanwhile, we can go over here. Okay, so they're reclaiming my territory. Alright, we'll put you back at a central location. That way they're ready to respond wherever I need them. Not fast enough. Alright, so this time we'll be fine. Grab one of my spare people to do that. Alright, so we finished the construction of the mine. We only have the one there. Building has no workers. You are a villager, just go ahead and take on the mine. So food is fine for right now. Happiness is not doing great. So we're gonna go find a place to plunk that down. Start working on that happiness. Improves wood production in this zone by 10%. I see. So this is a zone specifically good for wood production. Which kind of sucks because I built this over here. So we're going to go ahead and kill that building over here. We're going to rebuild it over there. And for right now, I'm going to tell you both to go down there and deal with that. We're just kind of relocating everyone. Alright. So let's try and get a position to take on a couple of these Valkyries. They hit really, really hard from what I saw. So we want to go ahead and see what we can't do with that. I definitely want more units, but we're kind of struggling on the happiness front a little bit here. Okay, so we did lose one of our warriors. Where do we have the warrior camp here? So we got tons of wood coming in now. Okay, so grab you. I'm going to reassign you to the woodcutter here. Start getting plenty of wood here. Oh, and I'm also going to need to grab you and assign you here. You don't have assignments, so you're going to be assigned there. That should boost our happiness a bunch. We have more lore stuff. So we're going to boost that. We can also give these blessings. Gain 3 happiness. Where did you go? Wait, what? I'm confused. So that allows me to... Oh, I see. Each of these buildings allows me to increase my warband size. Not that it has to be necessarily the unit that's associated with that building. I see. That's good to know, because I can actually give myself just way more than I really mean to. Alright. And with that, I've claimed another ruin. Gotcha, so we're doing pretty good. Where? I mean, if you just want to die against the Draugr, I'm down. You don't have much of a defense there, do you? Alright, so we can go here to select a scout. So it's looking like we're actually in pretty good shape. Because I'm looking, and they don't have much of a defense going on here. They've been just kind of raiding us. So I'm just using my one melee to kite. You never know when to quit. Well, can't say I didn't warn you, lot. Mercenaries, your purses will be filled to the brim if you defeat them. I won't be risking my life here. Fare thee well. No, stay here, you coward. I was say there's no way they let you kill the main bad guy in, like, Mission 3. Young lord, Hagen seems to be willing to go all out on this. I do not think we can hold off for long. I am sorry we failed you. Do not lose hope, Havard. Trust me, when I say you'll live to see another day. And thank you for the follow. Over to the stream. So let's grab all of you, run you back to my territory so you heal. Beware you are under attack. Trying to get our people in position before the tower goes down. I believe we have arrived just in time. Just in time? You missed out on most of the bloodshed. Greetings, Israel Wolf Clan. Right, good for you. There's still crows. You keep interrupting your dialogue with other dialogue. Alright, so it looks like, they just basically are going to just clown this now. So I think it's basically supposed to just try and survive, but because of how much damage they threw how fast, because of this, like, giant force they sent, it just kind of instantly handled it for me. Okay, so apparently, like, there's war declaration. Okay, so this is what prevents me from just rushing in. That's the thing, is like, why, like, what stops me from just building a big troop and just walking in and trashing it? But it looks like I cannot go across the territory they own. I have to, like, take it first. Okay. Those light bars are a little confusing just because I want to associate red with bad. But red is one of my other teammates, apparently. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to go ahead and finish up this area real quick. Alright. But yeah, no, it's been a long time since I played an RTS, and this has been a solid one. Like, I like that it kind of does a nice job of kind of splitting the balance between, like... Let me rephrase this. So, when you're talking about RTS, I think one thing that a lot of RTS are lacking on... Oh, it's gonna probably be dialogue. Thanks to gods for your intervention. I'm truly grateful you risk your lives to save ours. Teamwork, you gain 1 free feast per year. Your units regenerate health during the feast. Wait, what? You mean we came here to save people? Let me guess. You stopped listening at slaughtering mercenaries. No, not to sound ungrateful, but was that level of savagery really necessary? I'll be sure to give Hagen a hug for you. So much hubris and reckless with one man. I pray you live long enough to reap the fruit of your victories. Alright. Okay. We can check to see what the stuff was. Yeah, so we killed all the fallen Valkyries, and if we organized 6 feasts. But we did get the sheep thing. Yeah, so this feels like one of those games that, if you think of a lot of like this style of game historically, you'd go into a mission and be like, okay, well, you won the mission, but now can you do it in under 15 minutes? Or, okay, you won the mission, can you do it with less than 10 peons? Or whatever the thing was. So like I was saying, I think one thing that this game is doing really well that I haven't seen much in this genre is when you look at like a lot of the really old school RTSs, you just built your army and you swarmed the enemy and you knocked him out. Or in multiplayer, you did the thing where you kind of just blocked them from getting the resources, and you could just then build up your army and trounce. And there's a whole bunch of, you know, rock, paper, scissors strategies. But like it was really about just kind of overwhelming the enemy with as much forces as possible. But there wasn't a thing to keep you from just going from like your base, like the Zerg Rush, where you go from your base, you just get all your units, you just huck them at the enemy base. Whereas this one, it definitely has a whole thing where you have to push in, hit the edge territory, and like slowly collapse that territory, and then go on to the next one and collapse that territory and push in. I like that, because that's one thing that a lot of RT is more like shock and awe, like just get in there, hit them really hard, and like sneak in and get that one vulnerable spot in the back. Where this one's like, okay, you've got your territory, so let me go and swing over here and hit this territory, because the between the 2 or 3, that's the one. I think that'll be really good. I like that there is more resource management. I also like that it doesn't let you do the thing where you just like slam out a whole big amount of defenses and just turtle up kind of thing either, because you do have a certain amount of sprawl that is unavoidable. And so I think it does a really good job. The story is perfectly fun and all that. So I've been very much enjoying this. And you just don't see many RTSs anymore. Did you watch in, did you pop in right to watch right as it's ending? Yeah, we're probably getting pretty close to the time that I'm going to be flipping when I'm streaming. Because if I'm not mistaken, we've more than done the amount I promised I'd do. And for the record, I am enjoying this. It feels like kind of a hard game for me to stream, just because like, you know, there's the dialogue and just kind of building up the units. But very genuinely, I think this is a solid game. And as a reminder, it is currently on sale for 60% off. And that is until January 5th. And this is the definitive edition. That's their big upgrade, which has got like the DLC kind of all included from like the previous versions and all that. So you've got like the 4 extra clans and all that kind of good stuff. There's a bunch of upsells you can do that add like a new biome called Valhalla and the Biofrost biomes. They've overhauled the shops, there's visual upgrades, you know, and a whole bunch of good stuff. So very genuinely, I've really enjoyed this. Absolutely fantastic game, and thank you again to the devs for sponsoring the stream and all that good stuff. It does mean a lot that you'd support this, and you got an excellent game here. You know, back in the day, I used to play tons and tons of RTSs, and I would have absolutely just binged the crap out of this back in those days, 100%. With that said, with all the new releases going on, I am kind of itching to pop into the next one, like those new releases we got going on. Get one of the games that I've been like just kind of absorbed by. So what's going to end up happening is you're watching on the YouTube side, the stream will be coming down again. And I know it's kind of annoying on the YouTube side to see like the stream come down and up and down and up and down and up every time I switch categories. Yell at YouTube for not making switching categories easy. It should be as easy as I switch the category and it splits the video. Or at least puts a marker or something. Instead it replaces the category for the whole video. So that's going to come down, and I'll be back in a couple minutes on that side. And all that. So we'll get all that squared away. And with that said, what I'm going to go ahead and do is now I've got decisions to make.